Hey guys, what's up? Ricky with Vinci. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. We just want to take a quick minute and kind of share some things we've been working on and announce the winner of our first giveaway. This is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, but I didn't really know exactly how to pull it off. And I'm not gonna lie, this is our first. And so I'm about to hit that pick a winner button and we'll see how it all plays out. But I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. But a little bit of bookkeeping. Juan, could you put the fully charged banner? So, first and foremost, I actually met a lot of you guys at these fully charged shows, but we're going to be at the Vancouver show. I'll be hosting quite a few panels, doing some car review stuff, all manner of cool electrification stuff. And if you use my code, you can save 20% off. So there's a link, there's a QR code on screen, and you use code RickyRoy20 and you'll save 20% on all their different package options. Like there's a 1 day ticket, the weekend only, or all 3 days. And it is September 6th, 7th, and 8th in Vancouver. And it's a really good time. My favorite shows so far have been the Farnborough show, which just has such a cool like festival vibe. The Vancouver show is a little bit different because it's at the convention center, but it's beautiful. There's amazing food everywhere and awesome people and really great exhibitions and stuff. So if you're looking for something last minute, I know there's not that much time left. Definitely check that out. And next, let's show our banner for the website, the other one. So, and the final thing, and what I'm really excited about is I've been working a lot on our website, which has been kind of a mess for the entirety of our existence, pretty much. I just never had the time to devote to kind of develop it to any meaningful way. And I am really happy to announce that we've made a lot of progress and made some big strides. It's not 100% ready yet, but let me just show it to you real quick. This is our new website. It's just tubedavinci.com. And you're gonna have our giveaways up on top. Especially, we'll try to keep active giveaways happening pretty much all the time. This is the one that just finished, and we'll announce the winner here. And then it shows you our recent videos, gives you an option to join the newsletter and Discord and all that kind of stuff. And then we're just gonna have news of the week, products that we love, and our mission for the Net Zero series is going to be showcased here as well, which will be coming. But when you go to the video section, you're going to be able to kind of deep dive in and look at different things. We're still adding them slowly with full write-ups and stuff, right? So it's not going to just be the same as the video. We're going to have a lot more information that sometimes we can't put into the video. So if you're really keen on learning more about one of our videos, that's where you want to go, because we'll have cited sources, and we'll even build calculators and stuff. One of the things that I know you guys love and you've always wanted from me, and I've again just struggled with how to share it properly, is calculators, for example. We did that pool series about how brilliant variable speed pool pumps are, and I made my own calculators for all my calculations, but it's not really public facing, it's not really pretty or user friendly. So I'm going to start building on our site. Anywhere that we have calculators, we're going to publish them, make them really user friendly, and make it so you guys can check that out and add your own numbers and parameters and see how much money you could save, or if it'd be worth it for you in your situation. So those are the sorts of things that we want to share with you and bring to our site. The other thing too is it's not official yet. It's going to take probably a couple more weeks to fully pull this off. But I'm going to close our Patreon and our YouTube membership, remove those entirely, and roll everything on our own site. So if you look at our site, there will be a section for, let's see, log out. I'm going to just take a minute here. Let's see. So there's going to be a section for memberships. And when you come in here to log in, there's going to be a create an account option. And then this will be how you can support us, basically, right? So you'll have the free option, you just make an account, and you'll have access to all of our calculators, for example, when you do that. And then there's going to be different tiers, $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, $25 a month, with different benefits. All the paid tiers, for example, will have our videos ad-free. So if you want to watch one of our videos and you don't want to see sponsors, you don't want to see ads, you want to see the videos the way we wish we could make them, well, that's how you do it. With any of those paid tiers, when you log in, it'll say, "Hey, thanks for being a member," and it'll show you the ad-free version. And if you're not logged in, or if you're not a member of those tiers, then you'll have the option to watch it on YouTube like everyone else. So we're bringing it all together, right? Instead of going to Patreon, and again, Patreon is a site that we don't control. It's somebody else's data, somebody else's database, just like YouTube. And that's really at the heart of what I'm trying to get away from. Like, I want to have a little bit of a control. Like, let's say we want to give something away or allow people to contribute to videos. It's really scattered. Like, there is no single place where you guys all live for us. So we want to change that and add a lot of value. Our goal was going to be to make that website slowly. It'll take time. So bear with us. But over the coming weeks and months or so, that website should be a fun place with tons of awesome information and resources for whatever you guys are looking into. Now, what kind of things you're interested in or what you're looking for is stuff I highly encourage you to let us know, because I don't really know otherwise, right? Um, Mariposa Rodriguez says, I suppose the winner has already been selected. No. There's a button on this plugin that I have called Raffle Press that we're using for this, and I haven't pressed it. I wanted to save it live. What can go wrong, Juan? It's going to be perfect. It's going to work perfectly. But no, it hasn't been. Um, yeah, so Lax Lifter is one of our friends, says, did not apply for the giveaway because it doesn't have a pool. Totally respect that for sure. I know not every product is going to be um, immediately valuable to everyone, but we're going to try to just try all kinds of stuff. For example, anyone who has an EV, we have an upcoming EV for a brand new set of really awesome low noise, low rolling resistance, improved range, and long life tires from a company called E-Range. And they're going to help us with a giveaway probably in a couple of weeks. But our next giveaway is another pool robot. These are the two things that I loved and I wanted to share, so I figured we'll break them up into 2 weeks each. The next one is a skimmer robot that kind of skims the top of the pool. And what's amazing about it is it has solar panels and it never needs to charge. And yeah, this is it right here. And it's just an amazing little thing. These two robots have made our pool such a breeze. It looks beautiful. It's clean. We can run it at lower flow rate and save a ton of money. If you haven't watched that video on our pool series, definitely check it out. It doesn't have a lot of views, so clearly it's not quite hitting the right chord, but we're gonna keep trying. Like, I'm gonna just try to share all the different things in my life that I try to engineer my way out of, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So website, we're gonna have membership. No more Patreon here in about a month. Do not feel any pressure. You do you. People have asked when I mentioned it in one of my live streams, I'd rather not have any of you guys support us, but a lot of people wrote back and said that that's something that they do want to do, and especially if they can watch our videos ad free. So easy, right? That will be coming. More giveaways, more awesome stuff, and we're going to be in Vancouver for the Fully Charged show. So that is the big thing. Oh, so Lax Lifters mentioned the courses. What's funny is I've spent so much time learning about so many things that I could make courses, but in my mind, and this is kind of the Dunning-Kruger effect, the more you learn about something, the more you feel like you don't know anything. And this is something that most engineers, scientists kind of struggle with. But I've always been like, oh, maybe 10 more years, then I'll be, I'll know enough to make a course. But the reality is I can make a course about quite a few things. And I'm going to start doing that, right? As another way to interact with you guys and to see where you're at and see if I can help with something. The name Tuba Da Vinci kind of stems from my passion for a ton of different things, like being kind of a Renaissance man or woman, if you will, right? So I know a lot about a lot of things just over the course of the years. And so if that's something you're interested in, we'll have a ton of really cool stuff. Some of it will be very pragmatic. Others will just be like, I have an idea for a series called Think Like an Engineer, to help you like look at charts or like to see a headline or to think about things with the lens of like as an engineer. So even if you're not an engineer, it could just be a fun read, right? You're not going to have credentials to get a job as an engineer. That's not the goal of some of these courses, but it'll just be to have an interesting perspective. And eventually I want to write a book. So that's all kind of building up to that one day. I kept telling myself I'll write a book at 40, and I don't know how this happened, but I'm 40 now. So I think it's time to move up and keep going forward, right? So that is it. All right. So I think at this point, that's a quick little rundown. Hopefully you guys have had some time to join. Juan, I think it's time to try to see if we can find a winner for the giveaway. Let me, before you switch the camera, let me just make sure I've got the right page. Raffle Press, okay. Okay, just a couple of quick stats. There are 215 people that entered and 336 entries. Because on this particular giveaway, we had more than one option for you guys of how to get entries, right? So if you followed us on Twitter, you'd get an extra entry, and if you did a couple other things, so that's how some people have more than one entry. And I think it's time to let's go see what we can do. I'm gonna just try to see if I can find that button action. Where's the let's see. I swear there was a button for add another prize. 3 ways to enter. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So this is our site, and these are the people. Let's pick a winner. Let's see. I'm gonna just try this. One winner, unverified, allowed, choose winner. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but Jonathan, you are the winner. Congratulations. That's awesome. I will reach out to you, and we will. I don't have his last name, but Jonathan, if you see your email, I'll send it out to you. Congratulations, you just won a pull robot. That's awesome. That worked out pretty well. There's a little animation. Okay. So yeah, the way it works is the more entries you have, obviously you'll have more chances. And like I've mentioned, our giveaways, we're young to this. We're a pretty small outfit. So your chances of winning are really high. It's like 1 in 200, right? And that was a $1,100 pull robot. So congratulations. Danny, who runs an awesome YouTube channel, says, "Did I win?" I'm sorry, Danny. I don't know if you entered even, but you should have. Yeah, congratulations to Jonathan. Really excited. I will reach out to you. Remember, when I wanted to do a giveaway, all my YouTube friends told me, "Be very careful." I was like, "What are you talking about? I just want to give something away." They're like, "Oh, there's going to be scammers and people who are going to try to impersonate you and ask people to send them money for shipping and stuff." So, yeah, S. Kang says, "Congratulations, Jonathan." Congratulations, Jonathan. Now, I have your email. You will get an email from me with a @2bit.media email address. Do not respond to anything else. And all I'm going to need from you is where where you want it to be shipped. You do not pay for shipping. In our giveaways, you will never pay a dollar. If you ever get a message from anybody, please look at it's insane how many people impersonate my account on Instagram, especially TikTok. There's like 50 or something, and I close them and I'll request them to be taken down, and they just pop up again. One of our impersonators on TikTok one has more followers than us by a lot. They have like 30,000 followers. That is the world we live in now, apparently. Um, Lax Lifter says next giveaway a Rabbit AI digital assistant. I do have a friend who ordered one, and we'll see what he says. So yes, part of this thing, and I think this is something that you lose sight of because week by week all you're doing is working, you're researching, you're struggling, your views are not your video's not getting views, and the numbers are down or whatever, but you forget that there are people who watch. M Mass says, "Love your stuff." I really appreciate you, and that means a lot to us. And it's why I want to do more of this kind of thing. And I'm not a very consumer-y person. I don't buy a lot of things, and so this YouTube channel, one of the really cool perks is I get to try out a lot of really awesome products. And when a product rises to the level of like, okay, this is like the coolest thing, I recommend it to all my friends. That's what we'll do for our giveaways. Whenever it comes out, yeah, you guys were talking about the giveaway. So whenever a product rises to the level of, I love this thing. Yeah, throw that back up there, one the banner. So whenever a product rises to the level of this is like our highest recommendation, then we'll do giveaways and you'll know, and we'll write up more review kind of stuff. And because it's hard to do a review in a 60-second integration, but we'll try to do longer term stuff. Give away a Fisker SUV. I can probably pick one up for like 15 grand. So maybe. Now, our big goal is to get some momentum, right? We want to own our audience and our company and not rent it from YouTube and Patreon or other places, right? So as we grow, we can have more direct access to you guys. What I want to do eventually is do a massive giveaway once a year. Now, we have a couple of months, and this year has been a little bit slower than last year, to be honest, financially. But the goal would be, and tell me if this is a crazy one. Well, the winter is kind of tough to install, but we want to give away an entire solar and battery system. So it's going to be like a $30,000 value, and we're going to try to see if we can get some help with some sponsorship from some companies, but the rest we'll fund it ourselves. And we want to give away one special viewer every year, like an entire solar system. And I think that would be amazing. And we'll work our way up to that because that is a ton of money. And obviously, like we had a couple of like maybe 100 people join our newsletter from this giveaway, so like it doesn't financially add up, but that's not the point. We're not trying to there's no financial component to it, but we do want to grow and have a nice newsletter that we can send out and just see growth on all fronts and stuff, not just on YouTube, which obviously is our primary initiative, but there's other things too. So as we get going, we will eventually do a really big giveaway, and that should be a lot of fun. So yeah, so our video this week is a little bit delayed because of approval from the sponsor for the video, but I'm hoping we can publish that maybe Monday. We'll see. But it's on a perovskite solar breakthrough, which perovskite has been promised to be this next generation solar product, and it's just never quite gotten there. So we'll see if that video will be about how likely that could be and how close it is now to actually getting there. So I think part of why I want to do all these things is I want to have a presence not just on YouTube, right? The YouTube uh, algorithm is hard to predict, and so currently we're in a slump, and so I can just tell from how many people are watching right now that the notifications aren't going out quite as broad, and that's kind of the nature of the game. Like if you make a couple of videos that don't do very well, YouTube is not going to recommend you, even to people who have the bells turned on and stuff. So that's what makes this really challenging is when you're high, you're high. When you're low. And you got to kind of flip that around. And I'm hoping that other initiatives can help us to have a little more stability. Um, Kay Sang says a college semester giveaway. There's not a lot of things in the world that cost more than a solar and battery system, but that might be one of them. I've, yeah, that's a topic for another day. But our college system is completely lost its mind. There are so many administrator positions that aren't teachers that add no value that we don't need. We need to simplify and get costs down because it's just kind of a shame what's happening, especially as education in other parts of the world is very accessible. It'll be kind of a problem. But yeah, so what else, Juan? What else is going on? I don't know if we've told you guys, we have a second channel called 2-Bit Tech that the guys are running, just much more like just tech focused products. And we're also doing a really big home project that's just been, it just has grown to be such a such a beast. But we're close to having a gray water capture system, which is something I've wanted for so long. And so currently we're gonna have one bathroom hooked up to it where the sink and shower will go into this gray water capture tank, and we'll use that to irrigate the lawn. But that video is going to be maybe this week, right? If we can start, the foundational work and the concrete pouring and stuff took a long time, but we're getting close. Mike says, have the solar giveaway as a whole house powered and not hard installed. So if you move, you can take it with you. Now that's interesting. So
That
there,
can just be personal to the winner, basically.
yeah, maybe the winner, kind of what they're thinking,
Yeah.
he or she. Yeah, I like that. That could work. That could work. But that is our goal is to get to that to get to a point where we can do that. And I know it sounds like kind of a crazy thing. Juan's eyes are rolling as he's thinking about how we're going to pay for that. But I think with a little bit of creativity, we can make it work. And maybe we could, do a video. And by the way, for the winners of our giveaways, I'd love it if you, when you get your product and check it out, like do an honest, like, and mention us on social media or wherever, and or write to us or whatever, and let us know how you like it and kind of your thoughts and stuff. And maybe as we go, we can start to share those on our videos or live streams, and kind of go from there. Otherwise, I think I have to just kind of slowly find my way to make a video a week and then also do other stuff. And that's kind of proven challenging. But I think we're getting to a point where that should be pretty doable. Juan takes care of most of the editing and stuff. And Juan, why don't you come up here? Come and say hi. This is you guys. I know I get a lot of the credit for a lot of the stuff. I'm the face that you see, but this is the man who,
Hi.
since 2019, I want to say, is that right?
Yeah, 2019.
He edits our videos. He recently, I was telling him like he's in charge of the creative part of Tuba Da Vinci, and so he has authority. Come, sit down. Tell people what do you do here? Sit down.
Uh,
What is it that you do here, Juan?
I attempt to video edit most of the time. I succeed. Yeah, I run a lot of this video production area, set creation. Hopefully, this one stays for a while.
I think so.
um, yeah, a lot of the background stuff is what I do.
And he's also the host for the tech channel.
Yeah,
So we'll put a little link when you get back to your
Yeah.
desk. But he's also I always told him that he's a natural. And so now he's actually a host as well for the tech channel. So if you ever want to see him and some of the other editors that we have, check that out. That should be really fun. Yeah, and I definitely want to make it a point. I'm working on the website where we can have a little page for all the people that work here, and to kind of show that off, because I think that's important to me. Is the reason why this is an amazing thing is twofold. It's all of you. It's the fact that I can reach people and share cool stories with people that care. It's a uniquely amazing thing that the internet and YouTube in particular has enabled. The second is the fact that we can build this team. I'm equal parts mentor. We're learning. Kay Sang says, Juan, YouTube needs one solid video and 5 minutes per week. Oh, okay, and he just subbed to the tech channel. Yeah, so if you're into like tech review stuff, definitely check that one out. Um, and Mike says the videos on the news site are amazing and well done. That's awesome. That's what I want to hear. There's always going to be. Oh, and by the way, if you join our Discord, can you put the Discord banner up, Juan? If you join our Discord, what we want to do, and maybe Juan, what you should do is put that up right now, is we're going to share a review link to our videos before we publish, and we have a little review channel. And one thing I've always said is our viewers are just such intellectuals, like they have such backgrounds in the things that we make videos about, that you can come in and leave your notes. Like, do we have a typo? Do we misspeak? Do we have a error on the screen? Just let us know and fix it. There's already a couple of people who've shown interest. Hans, for example, in our Discord. And if anybody catches a mistake or has in context or anything else, we'll add you to the video as a kind of a producer role. And by the way, as far as the membership thing goes, I always struggle with Patreon to add value to you guys. I know you guys want to support us, and we appreciate you. Like, that's amazing. But like, what are you really getting, right? And I wanted to have a good answer for that. So one of the things that we're going to try to do is for one, not try to do. One thing that we will do is for the two highest paying tiers, the gold and platinum tiers, you're going to be on every video. Like, you'll get a producer or executive producer credit on every one of our videos, and it'll just be kind of a nice little perk. Your name will ring through the the annals of the internet for forever. So we'll kind of have maybe some coupon codes or discounts for things. We'll share merchandise. Maybe we can send out some T-shirts or something that you guys are into. We're just trying to figure out what exactly merch-wise we should do, but we want to definitely make it fun. And any input or feedback from you guys would be greatly appreciated, because I think that's the biggest part about it is making sure that we serve you guys and continue to provide the value that you guys want to see. One thing I'm really hoping that you guys are okay with is more tangible products that we could go out and buy. Like, I'm really curious about a heat pump water heater, and I want to get one. And I'm hoping that the views are decent, because it takes a lot of time to make those videos, and it costs a lot of money because you got to go buy these things and have them installed. And if you guys are not interested in that, then that kind of maybe defeats the purpose, right? So we're trying to find that balance between, Science Weekly tech breakthrough type stuff where it's just stuff in the lab and it's mostly just reviewing articles and providing context, to hands on, is blank worth it? Is this product worth it? And hopefully over time we can have all this information, deeper reviews on our website, and and eventually have a nice marketplace of ideas and good reviews, and make a recommendation of what is worth it and what is not. Robert Smith says, I just wanted to thank you for always releasing high quality videos, for always releasing quality, high value content. I know each of you have poured your heart and soul into this, and my entire family loves tuning in. Robert, that is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate that. Wow, that's really nice. It made my day. I really appreciate that. That means a ton to us. And like we've mentioned, there's people and there's lives involved in it. It does. Juan and I have been up till 1 and 2 in the morning hundreds of times for the last couple of years, for sure. But we are getting better at it and finding a better work life balance, don't you think?
Yep.
We used to, like back in 2020 before I went full time, it was insane. Like we were just working after hours and it came at the cost of sleep, and like I knew it wasn't sustainable. Eventually we'd have to figure it out. But yeah, I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Um, so is there who's that?
Pedro.
So yeah, is there any topics or any ideas? Join our Discord. That might be the funnest way. And we need to start engaging there better and sharing these videos and getting people's feedback. One thing I've always noticed on YouTube is we'll publish a video, and in the first hour and a half, the comments come in. Those are like our really devoted viewers. A lot of them are like PhDs in electrical engineering or whatever, and they'll point out issues, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how did we miss that? It'll be a little typo or something. And so what we would like to do is, well, what if we shared that review link on Dropbox ahead of time, like right now,
Yeah.
like last night, or when you're halfway through everything, just share it, and you can always just keep updating it, and whoever has the link, it doesn't change, and we could get that feedback before it's too late. So Royston says, make some biochemistry, technology, food videos. If I'm honest, we've tried it a couple of times and it has not done well. I think there's something a little dystopic, or there's something kind of uncanny about engineering food that kind of rubs people the wrong way. But we have made a couple videos. One was on this precision fermentation technology, where we could like ferment things, in the lab, imagine making milk without the cow type of thing. We've also done a video on a couple other like bioengineering food kind of things, and it has not done well for sure. Yeah, Peter says, sell your wristwatch or take out the battery so to stop. Uh, it was still your expensive time, says Peter. Says, thanks for your high quality program. Never too old to learn. I love that. That's exactly right. And that's kind of where our course series is going to be. There's It's going to be fun. It's not. I don't want it to be school because you could go to school yourself, but for a very value conscious price, we're going to make some really fun stuff to showcase understanding different things. So Mike says, how about a 2025 Ram 1500 Ram charger? It'll power your whole house. Oh, is that the electric one? Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. And it says it has a 13 kilowatt generator. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. We'll see when it actually ships. Yeah, because I don't think it's out yet. But the Silverado EV is out, and it has similar specs. Not quite the 640 miles of range, but it has really good range. And
640 miles of range?
this Ram charger, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that at one of these shows. We'll see. Maybe it's at the Fully Charged show, at the Everything Electric show. But yeah, there's I do feel like the electric vehicle world is kind of taking a bit of a step backward. The energy, the passion is, I think it's waning a little bit. But the Cybertruck gives it a little bit of a boost. When a truck like that comes out, it'll give it a boost. But I think slowly, one thing I've noticed is people don't see it as some radically different thing. It's just it feels very normal. And normalizing new technology is always the first step. So that is positive. even though like it doesn't feel like the news coverage is like it used to be. It's not as exciting, but it shouldn't be. It should just be a car. It shouldn't be crazy or different or anything else. It should just be a car that you could buy. And speaking of which, I actually just recently upgraded I sold my 2020 Model 3, which we loved, and got a Model S, which was a little bit of an upgrade, and really excited about it. But I mean, the thought of not having an electric car as my daily driver, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I couldn't imagine like paying for gas again because we can charge at home when the sun is up. We actually charge in the day, not at night, and um, we're able to power the office, our house, and all of our driving from solar, which is pretty amazing. Royston says you made some videos on India. Is it ready? So we do we have any videos on India? I do have a video on India that we need to make at some point. That interview that we had about the largest gold find. So miles from where I was born in the very southern tip of India, there was a Hindu temple which was they discovered the largest like treasure find in human history. Like they started counting the gold and like gems and things, and they just stopped and they lost track. Like they couldn't even keep up with how many, like there were vaults, underground vaults covered with just gold, and there's stuff from like the Roman Empire even. So this is like a treasure of the ages type of a thing. It was interesting, but that'll require a little bit of research to finish out. But I was able to interview like the princess of the royal family that ran that temple. It's all part of the public now, but back in the day, and it was pretty interesting. But yeah, we do have some on-site stuff coming up. The next one I combined 3 trips in Europe because we're meeting with a company in Italy called Iron Lev, which makes that magnetic levitation technology on existing rail lines, which is cool. The second is Polar Night, which is the Finnish sand battery. We've made 2 videos about sand batteries, and so we reached out to them, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd love to have you." So we're gonna fly um, to Tampere, which is north of Helsinki, and meet with them for a video, and then finally a video on skeleton supercapacitors, which is a fascinating area of research that I think is gonna be very big in the future. Supercapacitors have some pretty amazing qualities over batteries, and obviously they're not going to replace batteries. It's not really a competitor to batteries, but it could be an interesting um, supplemental technology. So that should be fun. So we have a couple of cool videos coming up like that. Um, we worked pretty much all summer. We were thinking about taking some time off. Maybe we should have. Maybe we will coming up, and we might, skip videos here and there. But one thing I've learned on YouTube is like you got to nail the topic. So please do chime in our polls as we run them. Join our giveaways. Just be involved because the more we know what you guys want to see, it'll help us to deliver on that. Because if I make videos that I want to see and nobody else watches, that that can't work long term. You gotta bring in the balance. So don't be shy. Join our Discord. The link is up there. And join our newsletter. There's a little link you can message me always from the newsletter. And the newsletter is really fun because that is actually the most just the raw version of me. Like I'll just sit down and just start writing. I don't really do any review. There might be the occasional typo. I honestly just try to make it like stream of conscious, what I'm thinking about, and it's just it's become one of my favorite parts of the week is writing that newsletter. So these giveaways, the big goal would be that we have a big newsletter. That way we can just maybe one week I don't have a video, but I just want to share a cool write up because I'm traveling. I don't have the time to make a video, but imagine if I could share it with you guys, right? Those are the things that I can't do without our audience being not just on YouTube, which YouTube could technically take from us and we wouldn't have any recourse. So we want to slowly get you guys over and we'll make it worth your while with some really cool tools, calculators, giveaways. I think the calculators will be your favorite part, if I'm honest. I think when we do videos, you won't believe the level of calculations that I do to make some of these things. But it's a little bit of time, but I'm gonna try to invest in some way to automate it, to take some of these and make them like easy forward facing for people to see. Abel says, have you heard of solid state active cooling? Can you send a link to something? I'd love to know more. I have heard of various different things. I mean, there's different, there's different things. We have a video that we've been planning to make on this kind of passive, radiative cooling that can actually lower temperatures to below ambient. So it might be related to what you're thinking, but send me a link. I'd love to know more. And you can always drop, video ideas in our topic room in Discord, or ask questions you guys are you're thinking about, other things around the house or cars or whatever is on your mind. You can always chat with other people who are like-minded. G'day says, "How you doing?" Doing well. How about yourself? Glad you can make it. And Royston says, "Choose trending topic for videos." Yeah, I mean, it sounds easy when you put it like that, but I mean, you know, covering engineering stories is difficult because, like, what's trending right now? Well, we have the Olympics, right? And I did run a poll asking about if there was interest in like how engineering of the Olympics, because in Paris there was some record-breaking stuff that happened that was pretty cool, but it didn't win that poll. Doesn't mean that we can't do it still, but there's the Olympics. Now it's the election. So there's going to be a lot of distracted people who are not going to have as much time to maybe watch one of our videos. And so maybe you're right. Maybe we got to find a way, but we're not going to cover the politics or the election at all. There's no angle I can think of. But like when the Olympics happen, maybe we could if we were a little more clever. So we'll try to do that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say, guys. Again, big congratulations to Jonathan. I'll be reaching out to you, and I think you're gonna love it if you have a pull. And if you don't have a pull, you can always sell it on eBay or give it to a friend or whatever. But it is a awesome little gadget that we absolutely love. And our next giveaway is officially live as well, like I've mentioned. Let's see. Yeah. Our next giveaway will be the skimmer. It's called the Surfer, and this thing is so cool because you don't need to take it out and charge it. It charges all day with that solar panel and just rides around and keeps the top of your pool clean. Freaking love this thing. Really amazing stuff. And these guys just know what they're doing. The engineering is top notch, and that giveaway is now live. So someone's gonna win that in 2 weeks. We're gonna just hopefully try to keep the momentum going and make this fun, right? We the fun that we share. The tricky thing about this whole YouTube thing is, like, I know it's YouTube and it's community, but I never see you guys, or I don't hear from you, and you don't hear from me. That's the thing that I want to at least try to change. What I'll also do is for the channel members from our Tuba Da Vinci website, we're gonna have like a monthly call, not YouTube, just like a Google Meet type of a call where we can all just chat about things and hang out. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
So that's another benefit I'm going to add for maybe the top 3 tiers or something like that, or the top 2 tiers, something. Because otherwise, if it's hundreds of people, it could be tricky to do, but maybe it's possible. We'll have to find some service that allows for like large calls, right?
Mhm.
I'm just reading some of the comments. So yeah, about electric polls and electronic voting. I don't know. that can get that can get pretty hairy, I think, pretty quickly. Kay Sang says most people don't understand the implications of not competing internationally in technologies, EVs being one of those. 100%. I mean, if there's one thing America has basically done in its history, always been at the cutting edge forefront. Could you name one advancement technologically where we weren't, out in front? I will say displays are dominated by like South Korea, Japan.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions maybe, but the U.S. is, and semiconductors, Intel's kind of not doing very well, and the big foundries like TSMC are killing it. So there are some exceptions, but I mean, by and large, yeah, you don't want to put your head in the sand. You want to be out in front. Otherwise, bad things can happen. Like when really affordable Chinese EVs start showing up. And at first, we're going to try to ban them and stuff or put really high import taxes. But then they'll build factories in the US and start pumping out cars and get around all that stuff. It will happen. And that could be devastating to the auto industry, which is a huge part of American culture, right? Or it's not just American, in Europe as well. Imagine what that would happen, like, if for Germany, or some of the countries that produce cars. So yes, you should never just put your head in the sand. it's really important to stay apprised and invest in the future, because without it, you'll be kind of left behind. Blind Richie says, when you review the tech that you uh, do and stuff, you can add a little thing about accessibility for blind people and disabled people. Um, Interesting. I appreciate that. I will say, I think the pool patio project that we're working on, I think it's quite accessible, don't you think? Because it's pretty easy to get up, and I have actually been thinking about this more recently. Maybe, like, we're gonna have my parents come to visit, or Claudia's parents come to visit. Accessibility really matters, and that's something we'll think about. So let's do that and do that for the tech channel too, right? I mean, how are some of the design considerations? How would it help or hurt, or is it a positive experience for somebody who's either blind or low visibility or disabled in other ways? Something to think about. Uh, Blind Richie, I'm hoping you can hear me. I really appreciate that. That is a fantastic bit of advice, and we'll see what we can do. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's some chat about some of these things. But yeah, let us know what kind of topics we should make. Or have you ever one of the things I've always learned is that have you ever wondered how does this work? Why is that? Those are some of the best questions. So if you have a question like that, like I've always wondered, why did they do blank? Let us know, and maybe we can at least do a short about it, or a full, and just have new interesting things that we want to do. So we'll keep running polls. Please vote on the polls. Be active there. Join us on our newsletter. That's going to be one of the funnest ways to reach out to us and to see how we're progressing. And remember that we want to be there for you. So as we have success or we get stuff, we want to share it with you. And this giveaway is one of the best ways I can think of. So go to tubadavinci.com often, because we're going to have new articles and new posts. We'll have new calculators, new courses. But if nothing else, you'll see at the very top our active giveaways. And we're going to basically have an active giveaway always. Did I tell you that, by the way, Juan? Sorry if I didn't tell you. But when this next one ends, we'll have another one. So there will always be some kind of a giveaway. Now, they might not all be $1,000 things. We'll see. But it'll be the products that we love. And one thing you guys should know is we get hundreds of emails from companies that want to sponsor a video or send us something. And a lot of them you never see, because I didn't like it. Like if I didn't like it, then why would I promote it, right? And that happens often. I think we shared that story about that scooter the other day, that I rode at the top of the hill, and I was riding back to do this integration, and I couldn't stop. The brakes were on or off. It was like a binary switch. There was no smoothness, and I was like locking up the wheels, and in my head I'm thinking, oh, I'm going down. I'm gonna eat it and be picking out asphalt for my skin. Luckily, I got home safely. I called my manager and I said, cancel that contract. This product, we're not doing it. And that happens quite a bit. But as the products that we do love, we'll share. And some of them aren't, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it's still fun to win something, right? Especially because it costs you nothing. All you're really doing is in exchange for joining us with your email address. And like I've told you before, we will never sell that data. Nobody will ever see it. It'll never be used for anything other than our Tuba Da Vinci, which a weekly newsletter, or if we launch some new product or something. Like, for example, a little teaser. This is not 100% yet, but one of my goals would be to build around the YouTube channel, like a business around the channel. So one of the things that I want to do is start like an electrician company, like be contractors, electrical contractors, and start installing solar batteries, service panel upgrades, EV charging, install heat pumps, the stuff that we talk about. Because I actually have a electrician at the company now, like on payroll, because of how many these kinds of things that we do. And so what I want to do is service Southern California, so it'd be like San Diego, Orange County, and LA. And then maybe in the future expand to Northern California, and then maybe other places, but just to get started. Because I found it really difficult to find electricians that are reliable and who don't just cost an arm and a leg. So I want to try to get in there and see if we can't do a better job. So that would be a fun way that we could, kind of eat our own dog food, if you will, and actually be the ones installing these things. And if we could do that, and then we just paid for ourselves to do the installation for a battery system, then maybe Juan, that solar and battery giveaway that we want to do, maybe it doesn't cost 20. Maybe we could do it at cost, and maybe we could do it for, I don't know. So Giovanni, who is our in-house electrician, is on the chat. What's up? How's it going? And yeah, so maybe we could find a way to get that cost down to 18,000 instead of 30, right? Especially if we're not trying to profit on it, we just do it at cost. So yeah, that could be fun, because these are the things that I really think about day to day. I love EVs and I love cars, but cars, you just buy them and you're done. Like, I'm not going to change my Tesla now. It's fine. But the house is kind of a blank canvas. So you can continually upgrade it or improve. And I've realized the office has gotten a lot better. It's better insulated, but the house one is bad. When it gets hot out, it's instantly hot inside the house. Right. The insulation in our room is really bad. Yeah. The insulation is bad. So maybe what we need to do is gut the entire house one of these days and rewire everything and redo the whole thing. We'll see. It'll take some time, but if it means that we can build a company and help other people do this too, then that could be cool. So Uber Sprite says, I've hired 2 electricians on 2 different fairly large projects, and each were good, not great. Good, not great is actually that's pretty great, honestly, because I've had some negative experiences. The person who installed our solar did a very poor job, and we've been cleaning up the mess little by little, if I'm honest. And that was when I got this idea, like, man, first of all, I'm an engineer who does a lot of this stuff all the time. I know how to do all of this stuff, and I'm very meticulous and detail oriented, as you can imagine. So I find the work that most people do just very sloppy, and it bugs me. So I want to imagine like you're building the perfect electrical contracting company. Like, you do everything top notch, be really, really good on price and quality, stand by your work, come back if anything happens. And that's kind of the goal. And Royston says, make joint videos with Matt. We definitely will. I have a plan to start a podcast, by the way. This live stream is just to talk to all of you, to the 60 people or whoever has some time on a Saturday to chat. And of course, the giveaways and stuff. But I want to do a podcast as well. That should be coming in the next couple of weeks, where we'll have random guests. And I'll invite Matt as often as he can make it, because he has his own couple of podcasts as well. So Matt is pretty busy now. He has 2 podcasts with his brother and his channel, and he's got a lot of stuff going. But yeah, we're going to try to do a lot more stuff, and I'm going to try. So Pat Trainer says, curious, when you say we, who is on your side? Great question, Pat. Great question. So the 2-Bit Da Vinci team, you missed Juan, who was just up here. The 2-Bit Da Vinci team is me, Juan, our editor-in-chief. He is like the lead of creative and our head video editor. He does all the 3D animations and a lot of the stuff. He basically does most of that. And then there's Brim and Isaac, who run the 2-Bit Tech channel, right? Pedro, who's on here, who is our electrician, and we have him on staff we do a lot of battery installs, right? We have 2 battery install videos coming up, one from Anchor and one from Blue Eddy that we've just finished installing. One thing that I like to do is get a lot of data and feedback and really take my time, but those videos will be coming out, and you can imagine how nice it is to have in-house representation for some of these things. So Claudia, and then Claudia, who is the boss of the whole boss around here. Claudia's my wife, and she's kind of the head of marketing. She does a lot of just outreach and planning. She's super creative. One of these days I've been trying to get her to be on camera. But that's the team. Yeah. That when I say we, that is who we are. I'm here to learn how to build a better mousetrap, says Tiger. We literally do need mousetraps because we have a macadamia tree. And if you have anyone who has a macadamia tree, that is basically heaven for rats. And even if we put a mousetrap out, they won't eat it, because why would they turn down beautiful macadamias. And right now is a really bad time because they're getting ripe, and you just see the shells on the ground, and they're getting on the roof. So we had to prune that tree back a little bit further. But Claudia says to get a miniature Schnauzer or a Maine Coon cat. A miniature Schnauzer maybe, but a Maine Coon will absolutely decimate all the rats where you live. Maybe that's our next animal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Juan has a pigeon, a pet pigeon. You've probably seen him in some of our videos. He'll show up here and there. He just flies around. But that's the 2-bit Da Vinci team. and Tiger says it was a figure of speech. I know it was a figure of speech, but there's a reason why it's a better mousetrap, because it is something that, right? It's the perfect figure of speech. But I'm with you. If you want to know how to build a better mousetrap, that's the kind of stuff I want to do too. And that's why we did that pool series, right? Because when I first moved in, the pool was a nightmare. It was a thing of freaking nightmares. When I figured out how much electricity it was using, it was just crazy. But then it's like, well, no, there's things you can do. And so I'm building a better mousetrap in that regard. And I do that all the time. And so that's what I want to share, especially the calculations part. Oh, and we forgot Israel. Israel is our lead writer. I'm sorry, I'm on screen and I'm blanking out. Yeah, I don't know if Israel's on this call, but Israel does a lot of research and writing for us, and he is a professor of chemistry, so he's our real chemistry mind, and it's amazing because, I mean, a lot of the stuff we talk about, chemistry comes into play, and he's fantastic. Next up, how to build an irrigation system. So you're not wrong. That actually is coming up, because right now we have a gray water. So we have the black water that goes into the sewer like normal. And then when we dug it all up and fixed that, we added a gray water line that went into this big tank underground that we had. It was basically our old septic tank. So we cleaned it all out, relined everything, aired it out, bleached it, and it's all kind of almost ready to rock. The next thing is we have to install the pump that'll pump the water out, go through a filter, maybe go through a filter and then into the pump. And then we got to run PVC to the places where we want to have this water available. And then imagine you take a shower and you wash your hands and you whatever, all that water gets collected, and then you could have it irrigate the lawn. And there's a company called Irrigreen that I've been eyeing. Kind of expensive, like $2,000 for the part. But what you do is, instead of having sprinklers that just pop up and overspray and things, you put them in a couple of strategic places. Like they'll give you an image of the map up from above, and it'll lay out where the sprinkler should go. And then it has intelligence to be able to map the lines of where the lawn is or where you want the water to go. And so this jet will change the pressure, and it's incredible. You'll have to see it, but that's what we're thinking about doing. We haven't really finalized that decision. But what we could do for now is just have a garden hose and just spray with a garden hose. But eventually we need to automate that and go into a sprinkler for sure. But that will be coming up. But my firm belief ultimately is, I think you can have everything that you want and do it comfortably and sustainably without breaking the bank, right? And that's kind of my mantra in life is, okay, I want to have a pool, but I don't want to have $1,000 a month in heating and pump cost, which is what it used to be. I had a gas heater before, and if I ran it, our bills, to get a temperature in the spring and fall, it was like $800 in natural gas to heat the pool. And then our pumps were costing, $300-400 a month as well. So it adds up really quick. But now the cool thing is, for heating and pumping and everything, free. It's all powered by solar. So obviously the solar wasn't free, but great time to get solar and save on some of this stuff. But as we get going, we will share all that with you. Absolutely. The home series is an interesting one. I actually also wanted to do something like maybe with an RV, like building the ultimate solar powered RV or something, but that's going to maybe have to be later. That's pretty much it, guys. I want to again remind everybody to join tubadavinci.com, right? This is a moment I've been waiting for a long time. I've always felt bad that the website was garbage. You've never even heard me talk about it because it was embarrassing before. I just never had time to get into it. But now it's really coming along. I'm really excited about the integrations that we have. Join us as a member. Being a member will give you access to even the free tier, right? No money involved. Just join as a free tier. You'll have access to the calculators and all the fun stuff that we're going to be planning. And then for the paid tiers, that's your direct support. It'll alleviate the pressure when our videos are not doing so well, the cyclical nature of YouTube. It definitely would give us a little more support. And you can cancel anytime. And all of those plans have a 7-day free trial. So, and cancel anytime. You can cancel yourself. It's simple. There's no obligations. I just wanted to offer it as a benefit to you guys. The sound level is great. He was telling you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Uber Sprite, you got to join our Discord, man. Maybe we should have your input on some of this stuff. Any help, we'll take any help. We're not above it for sure. So Philip, by the way, says, I live near the Erie Canal. What would it take to modernize canals and make them economically relevant for more than tourism? Excellent question. Excellent question. And Philip says, this old house used the AC to heat the pool. That's brilliant, actually. So that would have been ideal. I don't think that's going to work out now. But yeah, when you have the AC running, you should be able to heat the pool as well. For us, that was a little bit tricky in terms of how far apart those two systems were. But what we do have is our pool heater, because it's spitting out cold air, condenses water. So we're going to feed that into our gray water capture system. So especially if you run it at night when the dew point is closer, you could produce a ton of water from the air and heat the pool. And then finally, we're going to take that cold air and blow it to our pool patio area. So you have cool air-conditioned air in the patio area. It's about as good as we could get for this time, but we'll keep at it. So this is an important one. Can you scroll up or down? Did I miss it? Thought there was a message. There was a comment about do more curiosity based videos. I don't see it now. I saw it for a second. I'm not crazy.
Maybe it got deleted?
Yeah, maybe it was deleted. So the curiosity videos are really ones that I love, but I think the performance of them is kind of hit or miss. We're still trying to figure out exactly what people expect and what people want from us and delivering on that, right? Because ultimately, that's what it is. It's not, unless you want to make videos for one, you have to make videos for the viewers, and I'm happy to have that conversation. Yeah, so he says make more curiosity type and story. We've had success to varying degrees with some of that stuff, but we'll keep doing that. Anything on solar heating, says Stefan. Solar heating is interesting. It's not something that we're going to do. And the reason is just because all a solar heater can do is heat water. But what happens when in December we're not trying to swim and we're not heating the pool? What would all that roof cover be good for, right? Or if in the high summer, like right now, we don't really need to heat the pool either. So until September, the days are going to be warm and we're not going to have to heat the pool. So then what is that good for? Now, if you just do traditional solar and get a heat pump pool heater, then you can get some of the benefit of heating on solar. But then in the wintertime, instead of heating the pool, we can charge the car or run our heat pump or geothermal system for heating and cooling, or for heating, for example, in the winter, right? I think producing electricity with solar panels and then having a nice big battery system in a centralized fashion is the best approach, because you could use that in any way you want, right? Maybe you have 2 cars to charge one day. Maybe your friend came to visit, and then on that day, you don't heat the pool and instead you're charging these 2 cars, or you have some other need. You have a big pool heater, it's a cold snap and you have to run the heating for the house. Having a centralized form of energy of one type that you can use in different ways is just so flexible. And one thing I want to try to do is build some automation rules around this stuff with maybe like a Raspberry Pi or Home Assistant. So if anybody is into Home Assistant or home automation, I know Bong is, and he's one of our members. He's already in our Discord. But if you are as well, join our Discord, because we're at that point now. It might be time to start looking at the automation. That's another optimization that you can make. Imagine if lights or bigger things, appliances, turned on and off at strategic times to try to help keep you, that could be fun. So definitely we'll do that. Links, I think, says, hi, how's it going? I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate you guys taking some time on a Saturday to join us. So Stefan says, live in a place where any pool needs constant heating. That is tough, yeah. And I'm a fan of the pool heaters. They don't last as long. They typically last around 10 years because, I mean, they're just getting that ABS, the plastic is getting beat down by the sun and the UV rays. So it just doesn't last as long as a solar panel, which is good for 30 years. But yes, those are all part of the thought process. One of my courses that I'm going to do first is Think Like an Engineer. And I think an entire chapter of that course would be dedicated to sitting down and planning, right? Because the first question that you should always think is, what are the pros and cons of everything? And then outline them. And this is kind of just a good lesson for life. Like, I want to buy a new car. I want a new blank. If you just sit down and go, what are the pros? What are the cons? And you lay it all out, and then you got to make a decision. That at the core is engineering, right? The engineering is about compromising and trading off things. I'd like to build something out of titanium, but that would cost way too much. Can I get by with aluminum? Yeah, it's pretty close and way cheaper, right? Or no, in this particular situation, I need 1,000 PSI burst pressure. I'm going to use titanium because it's stronger for this hydraulic line, and it's worth it. It'll cost a lot, but there's no getting around it. These are the kinds of things I think engineers get really good at. We're really good at making decisions based on those kinds of parameters. And I know my wife is here. She's probably going to be rolling her eyes. But I do that with everything in life. Like whenever she says, hey, let's do this, let's do that, I'll run the simulation, if you will, and think about it that way. So there's a lot of fun to be had by thinking like an engineer. It can be annoying too, if I'm honest. So you got to find the balance. Yeah, so Mike says the RAM charger, power your RV with full AC for 31 hours. Okay, so, rather than buying like a Class A or Class C RV, maybe it's better to get a fifth wheel or a travel trailer with an EV truck that has that kind of range. Cover the whole thing in solar panels. That's interesting, Mike. Okay. Mike, we need to chat. I want to pick your brain on some of this stuff, but maybe in 2025. I think this year there's going to be a lot of home projects for us because we just need to get this place in shape. But next year, maybe we could do an RV series with an electric pickup truck. And then at the end of it, give it away. I don't know. Our goals are ambitious, but we got to execute. So that's where we need your help. Help us to define what we should make, get the views up, get everything up, and we'll have fun together. And always, as always, write to us. I love, you guys know I respond to comments or anything else. And congratulations one more time to Jonathan, the winner of our first giveaway. This was just an idea, and I was thinking, how are we going to do it? What are we going to do? We now have a website where we can host it. We have a place where we can run it. I love it. I'm excited. And I think it worked out pretty well. What? Robert Smith, if you decide to do a video on RVs, feel free to reach out to me. I'm a former certified RV technician. Interesting. Please tell me you're in the Southern California area. But even if you're not, I would definitely benefit from that. So there's some ideas. Philip has an idea for a potential topic. What is that? Battle, sir? Systems? I'll write that down, will you, man? We'll look into it. And of course, you guys are amazing. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend. And Jonathan, I'll be emailing you if you're watching this, or if you see this, I'll be emailing you from my official company, and all you gotta do is just let us know where to send this thing, and I'd love it if you guys share this on social, like when you get it, if you like it, because I know you will. It's pretty awesome stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.